Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be comparing the LK24 with the KN44. Now the thing is, until my recent video, I actually hadn't used the LK24 for about 2 seasons, just because the stats for the LK24 were the exact same as the KN44, and the KN44 at the time just had a better eyesight, so everyone just kind of went for the KN44. But now with the new gunsmith update, with a couple of things getting shuffled around, all that type of stuff, I think the scales have shifted a little bit, and I'm not quite so sure which gun is actually going to come out top. So basically in this video, I'm just going to be going over just a basic overview of the two guns, and then I'll be going over my loadouts for the guns, and at the very end I'll be telling you guys which one I like more. So the LK24 is a gun with virtually no recoil at all. Even with the really fast ADS speed attachments that I currently have on this gun, it still has basically no recoil, and it's a massive shred at close ranges, as you can see. I had a look at path.exe stats, and they're basically the same stats from last season, so I don't think the time to kills have really changed, unless you're using the damage at ranges, the perks and the attachments and all that type of stuff. There's not really a significant change in the time to kills, but yeah, so the only downside I would say to the LK24 is the iron sights. I do feel like the iron sights for all the sights for the LK24 are just bad, man. Like, I cannot find a single good iron sight for the LK24, and that's kind of the biggest put down of this gun, because when you're in the competitive scene, you really want to use the best iron sights that you can get, so you can actually hit accurate shots and all that type of stuff, and that's where the LK24 is kind of lacking. Also in terms of its movement speed, and I feel like ADS speed a little bit as well. It feels like it's just lacking a little bit, and yeah, those are just the downsides of the gun. Alright, so moving on to the KN44. The KN44 has been a really prevalent gun inside of Call of Duty Mobile, in both the ranked and the competitive scene for quite a couple of seasons now. I think it's had like a nerf or two, but nothing has really affected its placing, except for the recent gunsmith update. It does just get kind of rolled out by a few guns, but not too many, and it's still a really prevalent gun in the competitive scene. But yeah, the KN44, I've been maining the KN44 for a while now, and it is a really great gun, and I just never thought to look to the LK24 just because of my experiences from previous seasons. And the thing is, the KN44 is really nice. You can get some really fast ADS speeds out of this thing, and the movement speed feels really on point. But the only problem is I feel like it does have quite a bit more recoil than the LK24, and this makes it a bit of a not as good at lasering at ranges, especially if you're trying to get the ADS attachments. The ADS attachments, even with the LK24, are just flawless. Like, the LK24 still has no recoil, but with the KN44, you would have to sacrifice your ADS speed for real recoil control, which is something that me and a lot of players are not willing to sacrifice. You can control it alright, but it just can't laser long ranges like you would hope your dream AR to be able to do. The KN44 is still a really good gun. This gameplay that I'm showing you right now really doesn't do it justice, but it is a phenomenal gun, and a lot of pros still use this gun, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, I feel like, yeah, the downsides are just recoil. That's one of the downsides, but definitely the biggest advantage of this gun is the iron sight. Probably, I'd say, the best eyesight inside of the game. I'm not going to stretch it that far, but man, this gun's eyesight is absolutely insane. I actually love this eyesight. It is the sexiest eyesight I've ever seen. But yeah, that's basically going to be the KN44 after I killed this guy, hopefully. There we go. Alright, so for my KN44, I have an MIP live barrel short, no stock, an OWC laser tactical, 38 round fast reload, and a stipple grip tape. Basically, all of these are for ADS speed and movement speed. I'm kind of using the KN44 a bit more like an SMG. I have an MW11, I've got a grenade, a trophy system, annihilator, lightweight, ghost. Actually, no, that's toughness. Toughness because I use toughness in scrims, and finally dead silence. And for the LK24, go out of this, I have an OWC marksman, I've got no stock, an OWC laser tactical, 40 round extended mag, and a stipple grip tape. And I have an MW11, a grenade, trophy system, annihilator, lightweight, ghost, because I was using this in ranks before, and dead silence. Alright, so just to clear up the ghost and the toughness situation, basically I use toughness in scrims and I use ghost in ranked. Yeah, that's basically all there is to it. But now we're basically going to be discussing which gun is actually better, and this is going to be in both ranked and scrims as well. So first, let's talk about the LK24 first. So the LK24, it's got the perks of no recoil, but bad iron sight, and it is an absolute laser with really good time to kills. And then the KN44, really good iron sight, kind of bad recoil. It's alright though, it's like the recoil's not too bad, but kind of bad recoil, and pretty good movement speed and ADS speed. Okay, so in terms of scrims, if you're running around, actually no, in terms of ranked and scrims, let's put it that way. If you're running around and you're really aggressive, then I feel like the KN44 is really for you. But if you're trying to play more of a passive style, the LK24 is definitely better at that, just because, as I said before, you'd have to sacrifice quite a few things to get the KN44 to the, you know, the no recoil level. But which one do I actually prefer? I personally prefer the KN44 just because I like to play a bit more aggressive. I feel like playing aggressive is just a bit more fun, to be honest. I feel like camping is just, you know, not exactly the most fun, unless you're really trying to win. But yeah, you know, just play objective, rushing out really close, slaying out enemies. I feel like the KN44 is much better than the LK24 in that regard, but I feel like the LK24 would be able to hold angles much better. I feel like the LK24, you know, you could just hold, for example, you're in firing range, you could just hold trailer, you could just laser people through the little gaps, you just watch doorways and all that type of stuff. And I feel like the LK24 is just a really good, like, team support gun. But the KN44 is kind of acting as, even as an SMG at this point. As I stated before, my class is essentially an SMG class, but since the ADS speeds, the time to kills are like pretty decent on the KN44, I just use this as an SMG. I mean, it's good enough to be an SMG, so I mean, why not? But yeah, you can just run around and gun. Yeah, I think quite a few people do use the LK24 in scrims and stuff. I know Vortex does. If you guys don't know Vortex, he was in the last Element scrim highlights video, and he was using the LK24, and he was absolutely shredding people. Man, like, people with SMGs, they just can't compete with the LK24 at longer ranges, and even at close range, he was absolutely shredding up SMGs. And I feel like that just really goes to show how, like, versatile the LK24 is. But still, just because, like, the iron sights, man, the iron sights, it all comes down to the iron sights. And to be honest, nobody really uses red dots, especially in the competitive scene. It's just like, it just gets kind of stamped on. But yeah, so I'd have to say the KN44 is the better gun out of the two. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.